exactly what attackers are counting on. The reality is, most cyber attacks today aren't aimed at massive enterprises. They're automated, opportunistic, and designed to find the easiest way in and the easiest target. And for many small, mid-sized businesses, that easy way is built into how systems are trusted by default. So here's the shift. Instead of assuming everything inside your network is safe, what if you trusted nothing and verified everything? That's exactly what zero trust is all about. And no, it's not just for big tech companies. It's practical, it's achievable, and honestly, in today's world, it's necessary. Hello, everyone. I'm Michael Kinnett. I'm CEO and founder of Eternal Networks. And here at Eternal Networks, we believe in empowering others with the knowledge that they need to succeed in today's world. So every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, I go live on all of our socials to discuss different educational technology topics to empower other business owners and just anyone in general that's looking for more knowledge on technology and cybersecurity. At Eternal Networks, we are dedicated to creating safe and secure environments for businesses and people to thrive in doing what they love. And helping to educate others on technology and cybersecurity is a critical part of our mission. At the end of the live stream, I'll make sure to leave time to answer any questions from the audience. So if you have any questions, throw them in the comments at any point in time. I'll get to those at the end. All introductions aside, let's get on to today's topic. You might be asking yourself, what is zero trust, really? At its core, zero trust is exactly what it sounds like. Don't automatically trust anything, inside or outside your network. Instead, every user, every device, and every request have to be verified before access is granted. That means no more once you're in the office and connected to the network, you're trusted, or once you're connected to email, you're trusted. No more relying on a firewall as your only line of defense. And no more assumptions about safety based on location. It's a mindset shift as much as it is a security framework. Cyber threats have evolved. I don't think there's any denying that, right? Especially over the last 4 or 5 years. Attackers aren't just sitting there manually picking targets anymore. They're scanning for vulnerabilities at scale. And small businesses often have fewer security layers, less monitoring, and more reliance on trust-based access. That combination makes them ideal entry points for these threat actors. And we've seen this firsthand. Businesses getting hit, not because they were careless, but because their systems were just built on outdated assumptions. Zero trust helps close those gaps. So I want to break this down into a few practical ideas to help you better understand the concept of zero trust and how it could be implemented. First, this is the core component of it, right? Verify every access request, every login, every device, every time. This often includes multi-factor authentication, device compliance checks, conditional access policies, right? This isn't some person sitting there saying and looking at oh, should I give this person access? We're talking about building systems around it where these checks are largely automated to verify things before granting the access. The second key component of zero trust is the concept of least privilege access. People only get access to what they need, nothing more. If they don't need access to the accounting system, don't give them access to it, right? That way, even if an account is compromised, the damage is limited to what they have access to. All right, here's another critical component here, right? Assume breach. This is kind of a scary one, but it's an important one. Zero trust operates under the assumption that something will get through at some point, right? Think of it like when, not if, right? So instead of just trying to keep attackers out, there's certain things you need to do, right? You need to monitor your activity. You need to segment systems, separate the different systems. And then you need to have systems to be able to detect and respond quickly. which leads me to the fourth one, which is continuous monitoring. This is a critical component of zero trust, and that's that access isn't a one-time decision. It's constantly evaluated based on user and device behavior, location, device status, things such as, does it have your trusted security tools running? Is it up to date, etc. If something looks off, access can be restricted in real time. It can be completely eliminated, or it can be restricted down to more limited systems that aren't as critical to your operation, right? And the device and user could be isolated from those other critical systems. And you might be thinking that this sounds super complicated or not really possible for your small business. But this isn't theoretical. It's already part of tools that many businesses, probably your business, are already using today. Let me give you an example. Microsoft 365 environments have the ability to turn on conditional access. Conditional access is a zero trust type access policy that allows you to limit what users and devices can connect to based on many of the things I just spoke about, right? Where are they connecting from? Who are they? Did they connect with MFA? Does their device have certain information on, certain tools running on it? Is it up to date? Has it been restarted recently? All of those things can be built into that conditional access to determine whether Microsoft is going to give your user access to certain things within your environment. All right, another example. MFA is an example of this, right? MFA is a way of verifying that user before granting them access, right? So there's the username and password. That's the original authentication method, and then MFA is that second. Okay, now I'm not just going to trust you with the username and password, but now if you can provide access to a code that only this person should have, now I'm going to give you access. All right, another example of this. Many endpoint security tools will now check device health before granting access to systems. So you don't need to rebuild everything here, right? And especially you don't need to rebuild everything overnight. Zero trust can be implemented in layers. And we always recommend starting with the biggest risks first. If you're thinking, well, that sounds great, but where would I even start? Well, here's a simple approach. One, start with MFA across all your accounts, right? Any tools that have that, turn it on. That's an easy win right there. And a critical one, I would say. All right, another thing you could do right now that's fairly simple is just review who has access to what. And if they're not supposed to have access to certain shared folders or shared mailboxes or other systems, eliminate that access, right? Start dialing that in so that they only have access to what they should. Another idea is just lock down admin privileges. Nobody should have admin rights on their computer, and no user account should have admin rights to your Microsoft 365 or Google, right? Limit those admin access points. And then also another easy one, turn on basic device security policies. This is built into many tools, Microsoft 365, Microsoft Intune. If you have a domain controller with a local server, there's basic device security policies that can be turned on to help with this. And then another one, maybe a little more complicated in some of these, but still fairly straightforward to implement, is to turn on conditional access to limit logins to specific trusted locations. Maybe start with the United States. If your business operates in the United States, create a conditional access rule that says nobody outside of the United States can log in to our Microsoft account or our Google account or whatever other system, right? Start somewhere. And from there, continue to build, right? The key is progress, not perfection. Just like any security, modern security system, right? You're not going to implement it today, and 6 months from now, it's the same and it's perfect, right? Nope. The continual progress, continual momentum to increase security, evaluate, monitor, respond. All of those things are part of a good security program. And zero trust isn't about making your environment perfect today, right? It's just one step in that, albeit a big step. Zero trust is also not about making your environment harder to use. That's another common thing when I'm talking with small businesses about implementing this. They're like, oh, you're going to ask me for MFA all the time? Like, no, you can build it in a way to make your systems safer in a world where threats are constantly evolving, while minimize, how many prompts, how many times MFAs ask for and other things by largely automating many of this verification process. The reality is these threats are constantly evolving. And for small businesses, Zero Trust helps to level the playing field. You don't need an enterprise budget. You just need the right approach. And I'll throw this out there. If you're looking at your current security setup and thinking, well, I'm not totally sure where our gaps are, or, gee, this sounds cool, but I'm pretty sure we're relying completely on trusting everything and putting too much trust in the wrong places, I would say now's a good time to take a closer look. And I would love to have a conversation with you to see how I can help, even if it's just bouncing ideas off of me and I point you in a direction, right? It doesn't have to be my team coming in and stepping in and helping you to implement it. If I can help anybody, even if it's just the knowledge on next steps, I would gladly have that conversation. I genuinely enjoy having those conversations with individuals. I love digging into businesses and how they're set up and understanding how teams operate day to day, and help identify simple, practical ways to make things more secure without making it harder to operate. And it's not just me. My team is all here as well to help put the right protections in place so your business can stay secure as you grow. You'll see a link on the screen and also in the chat there if you'd like to schedule a conversation with me. As I said, I truly do enjoy talking tech and strategy with other business leaders. All right, that being said, let me pull up the chat here and see if anybody from our live audience has any questions for me to cover. I'm not seeing anything from our audience today. So if you missed throwing a question in there, no problem. Throw it in there. I'll make sure I get to it and respond to you directly. Thanks for joining us today, whether it's live or whether you're watching this after the fact. If you found this information helpful, please give it a thumbs up or a comment, right, with any questions or thoughts you might have. We truly love receiving feedback, and it helps us to create more content that's valuable to you. And don't forget, you can subscribe to our channels, hit those notification icons so you get updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to help you to navigate the always changing, right, world of technology and cybersecurity. If you need any further assistance, you can always reach out to me via DM, or all of our contact information is on our website at itnet.works. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week.